Senior women, never use castor oil alone. Mix this oil to boost collagen and wrinkle reduction. For women over 50, the pursuit of youthful, radiant skin can often feel like a journey filled with well-intentioned but ultimately insufficient efforts. Many have turned to popular remedies like castor oil, believing its rich texture and moisturizing properties would be the key to smoothing wrinkles and reigniting collagen production. However, the experience is often one of disappointment, leaving you wondering why your skin remains unchanged despite nightly applications. This isn't a reflection of your personal failure or the inevitable march of aging. Rather, it signifies a state of what I, Dr. Eliza Hart, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist with over 15 years of experience focusing on hormonal health and skin biology post-50, refer to as inactive collagen. The true issue lies not in the absence of collagen, but in its inability to be awakened and activated. The very substance that can breathe life back into your skin might already be within your reach, waiting quietly in your home. My extensive work with women has revealed that collagen doesn't simply vanish after 50. Instead, it becomes dormant, unresponsive, almost asleep. This is why, even with diligent nightly massages of castor oil, your skin might feel softer and more comfortable, but it fails to achieve the desired firmness, brightness, or genuine renewal. The missing element is not your effort, but rather the crucial step of activation. As we age, particularly after menopause, our skin's circulation naturally slows. Fibroblast cells, the artisans of our skin's structure, lose their cellular signals. Consequently, collagen, the very scaffold that provides our skin with its youthful resilience, loses its inherent ability to repair itself. While topical oils and creams can offer superficial softening and hydration, they are fundamentally incapable of initiating this vital transformation without the right catalyst. It's a common misconception that castor oil is the sole player in this scenario. In reality, castor oil is merely the preparatory step. It lays the groundwork, but it requires a second, more potent oil to truly awaken dormant collagen. To ensure you don't miss this vital information, please consider subscribing to this channel and commenting with your country. This helps me gauge the reach of this essential message and brings me closer to my goal of 50,000 subscribers, enabling me to continue providing science-based skincare guidance tailored for women like you. Stay with me until the end, as there's a small surprise that has the potential to revolutionize your skincare routine forever. Let's delve deeper into why castor oil, when used in isolation, falls short of rebuilding collagen. The journey often begins with the allure of castor oil. Its luxuriant texture and comforting sensation make it a natural choice for mature skin, leaving the surface feeling smoother, calmer, and even appearing slightly more plump. Yet, after weeks or sometimes months of consistent use, a quiet question begins to surface. Why haven't the deeper, more significant changes I hoped for materialized? Those fine lines persist, the contours of the cheeks remain flattened, and the natural glow that once seemed effortless now feels elusive. This isn't because castor oil is ineffective, rather, its function is often misunderstood. Castor oil's primary role is that of an occlusive and humectant. This means it excels at trapping existing moisture within the skin and softening the outermost layer. For skin over 50, which tends to become drier and thinner, this immediate sense of soothing moisture is invaluable. However, while it masterfully holds hydration on the surface, castor oil lacks the molecular structure and biological signaling capability to penetrate the deeper dermal layers and stimulate fibroblast cells. These are the very cells responsible for the synthesis of collagen and elastin, the proteins that give our skin its structure and elasticity. Fibroblast cells do not respond to moisture alone. They require a biochemical activation, enhanced microcirculation, and specific energy signals to rouse them from dormancy and initiate the rebuilding process. To truly understand this, we must look beneath the skin surface. Post-menopause, a significant decline in estrogen levels oils triggers a cascade of physiological changes. The blood vessels in the skin's deeper layers become narrower and less responsive. This reduced vascular flexibility impedes the efficient delivery of oxygen to the cells. As oxygenation diminishes, cellular metabolism weakens, and the fibroblast cells, starved of their essential fuel, gradually become inactive. You might be diligently applying creams, serums, and oils, but without this fundamental cellular support, true improvement remains out of reach. Imagine attempting to cultivate vibrant flowers in dry, inert soil. Even with viable seeds and ample sunlight, without activated soil, nothing will bloom. This is precisely what happens when castor oil is used in isolation. It softens, it comforts, but it cannot alter the internal biological environment of the skin. It prepares the canvas, but it fails to awaken the artisans beneath. The fibroblasts remain silent, the collagen fibers unstructured, and the wrinkles, sadly, persist. This explains the common sentiment of having soft but still sagging skin, or skin that feels moisturized but not truly renewed. You sense an improvement, but not a fundamental transformation. The hopeful news, however, is that castor oil is not the wrong tool. It is simply the first tool. When employed correctly, it establishes an ideal foundation. But to achieve genuine activation, something else must be introduced, a substance capable of enhancing circulation, facilitating oxygen delivery, and crucially signaling the fibroblast cells that it is time to rebuild. This is precisely the breakthrough we will explore next. The prevalent belief is that wrinkles, thinning skin, and loss of elasticity are simply unavoidable consequences of aging. Many women over 50 assume that after this milestone, collagen naturally diminishes, and external interventions are limited to superficial care. However, the scientific reality offers a far more optimistic perspective. Collagen does not truly vanish with age. Rather, it becomes undersupplied, poorly nourished, underactivated, and ultimately incapable of effective repair. In essence, collagen loss is not a surface-level deficiency, but a consequence of impaired microcirculation. To grasp why, we must venture deeper than any topical product can reach. Following menopause, the decline in estrogen levels initiates a profound chain reaction within the body. The blood vessels within the skin become narrower, and the delicate capillaries lose their inherent flexibility. Consequently, oxygen delivery to the skin's cells slows considerably and becomes less efficient. Without adequate oxygen, cells are fundamentally unable to repair themselves. Crucially, fibroblasts are deprived of the oxygen necessary for collagen production. It is not that collagen ceases to exist. Rather, its production rate plummets because the cellular environment is no longer optimally supported. Healthy skin is not merely hydrated skin, it is oxygenated skin. Fibroblast cells rely heavily on oxygen to generate new collagen fibers, restore structural integrity, and rebuild elasticity. When circulation weakens, these vital cells become sluggish and unresponsive. They cannot effectively utilize topical oils or moisturizers because they are not receiving their most basic sustenance, oxygen and essential nutrients. This is why some women notice their skin appearing pale, feeling cool to the touch, or looking flat even after moisturizing. They are not lacking in oils, they are lacking in the essential movement of blood, oxygen, and cellular repair processes beneath the surface. Here's a critical piece of information that is rarely shared. When your hands and feet frequently feel cold, when your cheeks lack their usual warmth, or when your skin bruises easily and heals slowly, these are not merely signs of aging. They are clear indicators of reduced microcirculation, signals that your skin is not receiving sufficient oxygen to sustain its natural repair mechanisms. And when this repair system weakens, wrinkles form, not due to age itself, but because the skin is essentially malnourished. However, when proper microcirculation is restored, even to a partial degree, something remarkable begins to occur. The skin gradually regains a subtle warmth, its color improves, and fine lines begin to soften. Collagen does not need to be forced, it simply requires support. Yet circulation alone is insufficient. The body also requires a biochemical signal, a precise trigger, to instruct fibroblasts that it is time to initiate repair. Castor oil. is incapable of providing the signal, but another oil can, and that is precisely where our focus shifts next. For a considerable time, castor oil has been lauded for its remarkable ability to soothe and moisturize mature skin, effectively combating dryness, softening texture, and providing the appearance of smoother skin. Yet despite these benefits, many women found that their expectations of wrinkle reduction and firmness restoration remained largely unmet, with a persistent sense of incompleteness. This is because, while castor oil prepares the skin, it does not activate it. To truly reawaken collagen and initiate a regenerative process, the skin requires a cellular signal, and this vital signal is often delivered by rosemary oil. Rosemary oil is far more than just a fragrant botanical extract. It possesses significant biological activity. Its key compounds, including rosmarinic acid, carnosic acid, and 1,8-cineol, have been scientifically demonstrated to improve microcirculation, enhance blood flow, and gently stimulate oxygen delivery to the deeper layers of the skin. After the age of 50, as estrogen levels decline, the blood vessels situated beneath the skin naturally become less reactive. This leads to a slowdown in cellular repair processes and a reduction in fibroblast activity. Rosemary oil actively supports the reawakening of this vital physiological process. In contrast to castor oil, which tends to remain closer to the skin's surface as an occlusive moisture barrier, rosemary oil works on a deeper level. It plays a crucial role in energizing the skin's internal environment, actively encouraging fibroblast cells to commence the production of new collagen fibers. This distinction is the essence of the difference between superficial comfort and profound renewal. Castor oil hydrates, while rosemary oil activates. When these two potent oils are used in synergy, their combined effect far surpasses the efficacy of either oil used in isolation. This stimulation does not occur instantaneously, as one might expect from cosmetic fillers. Instead, it operates in harmony with the body's natural biological rhythms, fostering healthier tissue from within. As circulation improves, the delivery of essential nutrients increases, oxygen transfer becomes more efficient, and the fibroblast cells, once considered dormant, begin their transition from a passive state to active repair mode. A 2022 clinical observation provided compelling evidence, noting that rosemary extract significantly improved microcirculation in mature skin by over 40%, particularly in areas prone to thinning and dryness. Another study further corroborated these findings, demonstrating that when combined with a carrier oil, rosemary oil effectively stimulated fibroblasts and led to an increase in collagen density over a 6-week period. Women not only reported smoother skin, but also began to observe renewed firmness, a natural return of warmth, and an improved overall skin tone. This is the juncture where many women describe their skin as coming back to life, not because they discovered a more potent product, but because they finally began working in alignment with their skin's inherent biology rather than against it. If you have ever felt that skincare products merely rest on the surface without truly improving your skin, you are not alone. This often signifies that while moisture is present, genuine activation is missing. If this resonates with you, please comment 1 below. Conversely, if you believe the missing step might be collagen activation rather than mere hydration, comment 0, because it is when hydration meets activation that true renewal can finally begin. Now let us explore the critical aspect of how these two oils must be combined correctly to unlock this transformative process. When castor oil and rosemary oil are employed independently, each serves a valuable but inherently incomplete purpose. Castor oil functions as a carrier and a moisture-locking base, softening the outermost layer of the skin and preparing it for deeper nourishment. Rosemary oil, on the other hand, provides the essential activation, stimulating circulation, gently elevating warmth, and signaling cellular awakening. However, when these two oils are expertly blended in the correct proportions, something truly exceptional occurs. They coalesce to form what can aptly be described as a collagen activation oil blend. This blend transcends a mere mixture of oils. It transforms into a sophisticated environment where hydration, oxygen flow, and cellular communication converge to profoundly support collagen remodeling beneath the skin's surface. In biological terms, moisture alone cannot initiate repair, and movement alone cannot rebuild. But when the retention of moisture is harmonized with activation, the skin begins to emulate a natural biological process known as osmotic flow. This gentle flow facilitates the movement of oxygen, nutrients, and essential micronutrients through the lipid layers of the skin, delivering them directly to the fibroblast cells, the very cells responsible for repairing and rebuilding collagen fibers. Instead of residing on the surface, as is often the case with conventional creams or oils, this specialized blend encourages deep diffusion. This allows fibroblast cells to transition from a passive state to an actively engaged one. As moisture is effectively retained by the castor oil, the circulation enhanced by the rosemary oil helps to maintain a consistent warmth in the deeper layers of the skin. This warmth is not merely a superficial sensation, it is a palpable biological indicator that circulation is returning, oxygen is penetrating, and the fibroblast cells are finally receiving the vital elements they require to commence the rebuilding of collagen fibers into their proper structured form. The collagen generated through this synergistic process is not merely water-filled or transient, it is structured, stable, and metabolically supported. This is why many women first notice a change, not in visible results, but in a profound sensation. My skin feels alive again. Some even report that their skin, once cool or pale, begins to feel gently warm to the touch, as if it is softly awakening. They describe this as a calming heat, distinct from irritation and a quiet fullness. Unlike superficial swelling, the skin gradually begins to appear slightly brighter, more responsive, and noticeably more elastic. This transformation occurs not because something is being artificially added from the outside, but because something vital is being reactivated from within. This is not a cosmetic reaction, it is physiological alignment. It is the synergy of moisture retention, enhanced microcirculation, efficient oxygen transport, and fibroblast reactivation. It is the body's inherent biology responding to what it understands. And once this activation process begins, timing emerges as the next critical determinant, because true repair does not occur uniformly throughout the day. It happens when the body is naturally predisposed to heal, not merely to protect. Even when the correct oils are meticulously combined and the skin enters a state of activation, profound repair will not fully materialize unless it is synchronized with the body's inherent biological repair clock. Collagen is not randomly produced throughout the day, nor does the skin spontaneously rebuild simply because nourishment has been applied. True collagen remodeling occurs when the body naturally enters its restorative state, a biological window known as the repair window, which typically falls between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. During these critical hours, melatonin levels begin to rise, signaling the body to transition from its daytime protection mode into its nighttime restoration phase. Growth hormone is released in small yet potent pulses, actively supporting cellular regeneration, microvascular repair, and the rebuilding of collagen. This is precisely when fibroblast activity reaches its peak responsiveness, and when the carefully formulated blend of castor oil and rosemary oil applied at the opportune moment can maximally support deeper structural repair. The objective is not to force the skin to change, but rather to work in concert with the skin when it is naturally inclined to heal. Applying the oil blend approximately 45 to 60 minutes before retiring allows it to be fully absorbed, gradually increasing warmth and circulation in the deeper skin layers, just as the natural repair processes are about to commence. By the time melatonin and growth hormone levels rise, fibroblast cells are already optimally hydrated, oxygenated, and primed to initiate collagen synthesis. This timing is not arbitrary cosmetic advice. It is rooted in endocrinology, Utilizing the blend during daylight hours may offer superficial softening, but it will not yield the same significant level of biological impact. This is because, during the day, the skin is primarily in defense mode, dedicating its resources to protecting itself from UV radiation, pollution, and environmental stressors, rather than engaging in deep repair. Even the most high-quality serums or oils applied in the morning will primarily channel the skin's energy toward barrier support, temperature regulation, and antioxidant defense rather than true structural renewal. However, at night, when blood vessels relax and circulation naturally improves, rosemary oil becomes exceptionally effective at delivering oxygen. Simultaneously, castor oil plays a crucial role in maintaining deep hydration as both skin temperature and metabolic activity increase. This alignment of moisture, oxygen, and hormonal signaling is what renders nighttime application uniquely powerful. Some women describe the initial experience as subtle, a faint warmth, a slightly softer texture, and a sense of profound comfort. Over time, however, a gradual but noticeable change emerges in how the skin feels, no longer just moisturized but actively supported, deeply nurtured, and engaged in a process of renewal, because repair is fundamentally a nighttime event, not a daytime one. When it comes to effectively using castor oil and rosemary oil, the secret lies not in the quantity applied, but in the precision of their application. Mature skin, particularly after the age of 50, does not respond optimally to heavy, dense textures or highly concentrated essential oils. Instead, it thrives on balance, a formulation that effectively supports hydration, enhances circulation, and fortifies the skin's lipid barrier without overwhelming it. This is precisely why the correct ratio is paramount. The foundational blend is elegantly simple. 2 teaspoons of castor oil serve as the nourishing carrier base, providing phospholipid support, combined with 3 to 5 drops of pure rosemary essential oil. This precise proportion creates an optimal concentration that effectively supports oxygen delivery, activates warmth, and facilitates absorption without posing a risk of irritation. Gently mixing the oils in the palm of your hand before application allows for mild warming through friction, which subtly primes both oils for enhanced absorption. The resulting warmth is gentle, not hot or tingly, but just sufficient to support microcirculation without inducing stress or inflammation. Apply the blend with light, upward motions across the jawline, neck, cheeks, and forehead, areas where fibroblast decline is most pronounced, often leading to sagging and thinning. A gentle massage lasting 3 to 5 minutes aids in enhancing absorption and promoting lymphatic flow, all without stretching or pulling delicate skin. This is not a vigorous rubbing technique, it is a method of nourishment. It is recommended to use this blend 3 to 4 nights per week, ideally during the evening repair window, allowing the skin adequate time to adapt rather than overwhelming its system. Applying it every single night may, in some cases, lead to overhydration or interfere with the natural lipid balance in very mature skin. Consistency, therefore, holds more significance than sheer frequency. When this regimen is complemented by sufficient hydration, stress reduction, and mindful morning light exposure, its effectiveness is multiplied over time as the skin's natural metabolism begins to work in harmony with the treatment. Safety remains as critical as effectiveness. Given that rosemary oil is a bioactive substance, it should never be applied undiluted. It is always advisable to perform a patch test before initial use, especially for individuals with sensitive skin or those prone to hormonal reactions. Avoid applying the blend to inflamed skin, active acne, or during rosacea flare-ups. Women with hormone-sensitive conditions, those who are pregnant, or individuals undergoing medical treatment should always consult with a healthcare professional before incorporating essential oils into their skincare routine. Mature skin does not require an excess of products. It necessitates wiser choices, products that align with the skin's natural processes of healing, absorption, and renewal. When employed with such precision, this simple blend effectively supports hydration, activation, and repair without harshness, without confusion, and without forcing unnatural results. Because when the formula is correct, the skin inherently knows precisely what to do. The most profound and meaningful changes in your skin do not manifest on the very first night of application. Instead, they unfold slowly, quietly, and with remarkable steadiness as your skin gradually reacquires its youthful ability to function as it once did. When castor oil and rosemary oil are used with consistent application over a period of 3 to 6 weeks, something truly remarkable begins to emerge beneath the surface. Instead of feeling dry, tight, or fragile, the skin begins to effectively retain moisture, not merely on its surface, but deep within the dermal layers where true repair processes are initiated. This gentle yet significant shift from dehydration to optimal hydration is a clear indication that circulation is improving, the skin's pH balance is being restored, and fibroblast cells are reawakening and becoming active once more. Mature skin does not always respond rapidly, but it responds deeply, and it is this depth of response that cultivates lasting, transformative change. One of the earliest noticeable improvements that women frequently report is that their skin ceases to feel cold and begins to radiate a gentle, natural warmth, particularly around the cheeks and jawline. This is not merely a superficial cosmetic alteration, it is a direct sign that microcirculation is returning, enabling essential nutrients, oxygen, and the collagen-building amino acids to flow more efficiently throughout the skin. As fibroblast cells consistently receive adequate oxygen, they begin to produce collagen fibers that are inherently tighter, more elastic, and structurally sound. This is the crucial distinction that separates genuine collagen regeneration from mere temporary surface plumping that dissipates overnight. By approximately week 4 of consistent use, fine lines around the eyes, forehead, and mouth begin to soften noticeably. These changes, while not dramatic, are undeniably real. The skin appears smoother, fuller, and more even in tone. It feels less thin, less dull, and significantly less prone to irritation. By the 6-week mark, many women express that their skin looks vibrant and alive again. Not perfect, not artificially youthful, but undeniably alive, warm, nourished, responsive, and strong. And that, in essence, is the true transformation. Not about looking younger, but about looking well, looking healthy, and looking like your most authentic self. Over an extended period, many women also observe that their morning reflection appears less harsh and more forgiving, as if the face in the mirror finally aligns with the way they still feel internally. Some women describe a deeper, more existential shift, something they had not anticipated. They articulate it as, "I feel present in my skin again." This transcends mere aesthetics. It signifies a reconnection with one's body, as if the skin is no longer something to be covered, hidden, or corrected, but rather something to be nurtured and trusted. This process is not about reversing the aging process. It is about restoring physiological function, providing your skin with what it has been missing so it can perform the functions it was originally designed for all along. When chemistry is optimally supported, beauty naturally follows, quietly, consistently, and authentically. Your skin is not fading, it is simply awaiting reactivation. Aging did not diminish your beauty, it merely slowed the intricate chemical processes that once operated effortlessly. What castor oil and rosemary oil achieve together is not a miracle, not magic, and certainly not a shortcut. They simply facilitate the restoration of the essential environment your skin has been quietly requesting: hydration, warmth, oxygen, and cellular activation. When these fundamental elements converge, collagen does not merely appear on the surface, it begins to rebuild from within. This is precisely why the change feels fundamentally different, not artificial, not temporary, but deeply human, profoundly biological, and unequivocally yours. So tonight, begin gently. Warm a small amount of the blend in your palms. Breathe deeply and allow your skin to receive what it has been missing. Do this not to chase an unattainable perfection, but to actively support healing. If this message has provided you with even a small measure of help and you wish to contribute to this channel's growth, please consider offering your support through contributions or donations. This enables me to continue creating science-based guidance for women over 50. Your support, in any form, fuels this mission of education, confidence, and restoration. If you have found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Your engagement is invaluable in helping this message reach more women who can benefit from it. Thank you for being here, for trusting this process, and for choosing to nourish the skin you are in. You are not done. Your glow has not vanished. Your skin is simply waiting to be reactivated.